From the station working for you, this is ABC27 News in high definition.
She disappeared 2 weeks ago, and now a search warrant suggests Courtney Stauffer may have been kidnapped. We'll have a live report. Also tonight, Harrisburg police released new details on a brutal double stabbing. And Carlisle's tax collector still getting paid, even though he admitted to us he smokes marijuana and he's been arrested on drug charges. Good evening to you. I'm Alicia Richards. Dennis has the night off. We begin with new details on the disappearance of a Palmyra woman. She's been missing for 2 weeks, and now we've learned police are treating this as a possible kidnapping. Carissa Schatzer broke this story at noon. She joins us now with the latest. Carissa.
Alicia, even though Courtney Stauffer went missing from her apartment here more than 2 weeks ago, this community is not giving up the search for her. Every single light post here along Main Street in Palmyra has flyers posted on them. Now, up until today, there was a lot of speculation that Courtney had been abducted. And this morning, I did get my hands on this document. It's the first page of the search warrant for Courtney's apartment. The rest of it is sealed, but this page confirms that police are looking into a kidnapping. The last time anyone saw Courtney Stauffer was at her Palmyra home back on July 29th. The search warrant for Courtney's apartment points toward a possible abduction. Without getting into the details of it, I think it's fair to say we still view it as being suspicious, and we're investigating this case as if a crime has occurred, even though we don't know for sure yet exactly what happened. Courtney's dad, Scott Stauffer, says he found out about the search warrant from us.
It's something we felt in our heart. Today is the first time I've heard of it. Honestly, I feel some relief in certain aspects because I feel we're making progress.
Investigators are staying tight-lipped about the progress and what they did or did not find in Courtney's Palmyra home. I really can. I prefer not to get into details publicly. I don't think that's beneficial to any investigation. But investigators say they're pulling out all the stops to bring Courtney home. But the FBI is aware of what's going on. They haven't reached out to, and we'll see what that leads to, but they definitely are involved. I asked investigators why someone would want to take Courtney. They said they don't know and won't speculate. Her dad told me he doesn't know either.
What motivates the mind of someone that thinks that way? I mean, she's a beautiful girl. She's very charismatic. She loves people to death. She's very strong-willed. We seriously want her back soon.
The big development last week was the male friend who stayed with Courtney the night she disappeared. I asked investigators today if they've questioned him, and I was told that they can't discuss the details of their investigation, and that's also the answer they gave me when I asked if there are any suspects. We'll send it back to you.
We know you'll stay on this, Carissa. Thank you for that. Now, the family is offering $25,000 for information that leads to Courtney. And we have new information on last night's brutal double stabbing in Harrisburg. Police say a woman killed another woman and seriously injured that woman's mother. Dave Marcheski's been on this one today. Dave.
Well, Alicia, a mother of 3 young children, was fatally stabbed, and that woman is 30-year-old Star Eubanks. Her mom also stabbed, but tonight she is recovering at the hospital. And police say both were stabbed by this woman, 46-year-old Odessa Shepard. Now, she was arrested last night, and police charged Shepard with homicide and aggravated assault. And not since April have police investigated a murder. Shortly after 6:30 last night, police say a group of women were arguing along the 1200 block of South 13th Street. And that's when police say that fight got out of control. They say Shepard stabbed Eubanks and her 51-year-old mom. Eubanks suffered a fatal stab wound to the neck.
It went in a downward direction and it caught part of her lung, which then caused her to bleed out.
There's still more that we have to follow up on in order to find out exactly what transpired.
And of course, that remains the big mystery still tonight. What started this fight and why things got so out of control? And tonight, Alicia, that's exactly what police are doing, trying to find that missing puzzle piece.
Okay, Dave, thank you. And of course, Odessa Shepard, no chance of bail considering what she is charged with, and she is in the Dauphin County Prison at this hour. In Lebanon County now, state police say a man dressed in camouflage and wearing a mask was shooting paintballs at drivers on I-81. Troopers had a helicopter up and cars patrolling north of Lickdale in the Union Township area. We saw one tractor trailer that had been shot 4 times, 3 times on the windshield and once on the passenger side window. Police continue looking for that man. Well, Carlisle's tax collector is still getting paid. That's even though he told us he smokes marijuana and was recently arrested on drug charges. Mark Hall is live in Carlisle with our update. Mark.
Melissa, George Hicks is on paid leave pending the outcome of his legal situation. Now, last week, the Cumberland County District Attorney filed a motion to not allow Hicks to continue collecting taxes for Carlisle while his legal issues were going through the process. The judge ruled today Hicks would keep the title of Carlisle tax collector and continue to draw a salary but not perform any duties. His attorney, Carl Rominger, says the prosecution was concerned Hicks overseeing the collection of nearly $27 million in taxes with felony charges lingering would be a distraction within the borough.
We reached an agreement that he could remain as tax collector, but the borough will do all his duties for him, but he'll still receive full pay as if he'd done all the work himself.
The injunction prevents him from doing the duties of the job, has the borough collect the taxes until the criminal case is finished. And then once that's over, if he's convicted, well, then he can be removed, and if not, then we go back to the way it was before.
Now, you get a sense that this case could go to trial, but it's not uncommon for the prosecution and the defense in this kind of case to reach some sort of plea agreement. We'll see how it plays out. Alicia, let's go back to you.
All right, Mark Hall live tonight. Thanks, Mark. Harrisburg students went back to school today, 2 weeks early. The district is trying something new. Megan Healy joins us now with that. Megan.
Well, Alicia, first day of school in the books. The kiddies went back early this year to get a head start on prepping for those PSSAs. Harrisburg schools have historically produced some of the lowest standardized test scores in the entire state, failing to meet No Child Left Behind standards for improvement. So the district is shifting the school year to allow for extra time in the classroom before those April exams.
We've been talking about it for about a year now, about starting early and seeing what impact this actually will have.
And because kids were called in early this year, they'll be released next May, 2 weeks early. Their daily schedule is also changing. Start times were pushed back about 15 to 20 minutes to allow kids to get a full night's rest and eat breakfast when they wake up, and even come here to one of the preschool sessions in the morning so they can get some extra learning in. They also have those after school as well. And by the way, Alicia, we did talk to parents today, and everybody we talked to said they had no problem at all with this early school year start. Back to you.
All right, Megan Healy, thank you very much. And by the way, school districts around Harrisburg remain on summer break. Susquehanna and Central Dauphin return to class 2 weeks from today. Camp Hill students return a week from Wednesday. Well, if you drive past the Farm Show complex in Harrisburg, you may see big signs for Wise Markets. The reason? Wise has bought the naming rights to the expo hall. It'll pay $750,000 over the next 5 years. Wise joins 3 other businesses that have purchased naming rights. Ford, Highmark, and Nationwide Insurance are 3 of those. The state is selling naming rights to cover the cost of keeping this huge facility operating. Traffic was bad in the Duncannon area today, and tomorrow it'll only be worse. We'll explain why next. Also coming up, bringing the arts to small communities for 30 years. Chuck's Out and About report is next on ABC 27 News at 6.
When Chuck goes out and about, he goes in a McGuire's Ford.
The Perry County Council of the Arts is celebrating 30 years of hosting talented artists and their creations. Chuck's Out and About in Newport.
We have a lot of our new stuff coming in today. Our new pictures, artists are coming in to drop things off.
For more than a decade, this gallery on the square in Newport has been a popular showcase for artisans throughout the mid-state. Rotating displays of paintings, sculptures, pottery, literature, jewelry, and crafts, all made possible by the Perry County Council of the Arts.
Over the course of 30 years, the Perry County Council of the Arts has really helped to create a very vibrant arts culture, which just makes this entire area so much richer in a cultural sense.
And just a few blocks from the gallery, the council's newest pride and joy, the Landis House, the place they call their creative commons.
We call this room the ballroom. It is our major gallery area.
The century-old home was bequeathed to the council by longtime arts supporter Mary Landis. It was her dream that her family's home become a regional venue for world-class and local art exhibits and recitals. The home also features the Landis family's paintings, furniture, and priceless artifacts.
This Bechstein piano did come from Germany along with the rest of the possessions of the house.
The PCCA also hosts or supports numerous concerts, festivals, and fundraisers throughout the region, showcasing emerging talent and established artists, including Newport's very own George Orthy, world-renowned builder of auto harps. In addition, a 7-county arts and education program links professional artists and performers with students eager to learn.
I want this to be a place that people move to because they see that there's a ton of cool stuff going on that they could do.
Out and about, celebrating big-time art in a small-town atmosphere, I'm Chuck Rhodes for ABC 27 News.
And the Perry County Council for the Arts says their programs attract more than 40,000 visitors a year. And also in Perry County, traffic's going to be bad tomorrow between Duncannon and New Bloomfield. Starting bright and early, a huge PPL generator will be driven on routes 11 and 15, then 274 and then 34. PennDOT says the trek will take at least 8 hours. The generator weighs 310 tons. Traffic in the area wasn't so good today either. PennDOT was prepping the path for tomorrow. The Powerball jackpot is huge again, $305 million. The drawing is Wednesday night. The odds of winning the whole thing, $175 million to 1. It's fun to dream, though. I hope you'll stay with us. Weather's next on ABC 27 News at 6.
Pretty nice day across the mid-state. I'm sure a lot of us are hoping for more weather similar to what we have today and similar to what we have now as we look outside Kinzers at Pequea Valley Intermediate School. We have a lot of sunshine. We will have several days like we saw here for today over the course of the next 7 days. And the good news is the weekend, this coming weekend, also looking pretty good. But we've also got some chances, opportunities, maybe for some rainfall here this week. 2 days this week in particular, which we're talking about here in a few minutes. Let's first show you the temperatures outside. Upper 80, or I should say upper 70s to lower 80s across much of the mid-state. Perry, Mifflin, Juniata counties, it looks like low 80s for New Bloomfield and Harrisburg. These are the two coolest sites this morning. 55 degrees in the heart of Perry County. Nice cool mornings out there. Hershey at 79 degrees. Also looking at York and Lancaster County, we have 82 in Red Lion, same for Columbia. And right now looking outside at the Gettysburg Foundation, we have a lot of sunshine. 84, what we see in Adams County. Looks like a little bit more in the way of haze outside. And check this out, we've got a lot of boats out there. I mean, yeah, we've got a couple of rocks too, but these are all boats that we're seeing even south of the bridge there. We've got a boat perhaps moving upriver or downriver. Either way, enjoying a nice evening. 83 degrees is what we had for a high today, a low this morning of 63. When you compare that to the average, we're not that far away from where we should be here for the 13th of August. And your river levels, Newport, Sunbury, and Harrisburg. This is sort of what we typically expect for the middle of August, too. Around 3.5 to 4 feet normally across the Susquehanna River at Harrisburg, unless we have anything from the tropics heading in our direction. And anything immediately happening in the tropics doesn't really look like that's the case. See if we can show you that here coming up as well. Right now, it's the ridge of high pressure moving out. We've got this front that's going to be moving north and east. We've got a weak, I didn't even place it on here because it is a weak warm front. That may actually trigger a few showers tomorrow morning before we see scattered storms tomorrow afternoon. So here we are tomorrow morning. That's why I want to mention those chances for maybe some showers here during the morning hours, even during the morning rush. If we can get a little bit of sunshine, watch what happens by the afternoon. We start to blossom up some thunderstorms, and that's why we're going to have more hit or miss thunderstorms as that cold front moves through. Wednesday morning may be a little sluggish to clear, But by the second half of the day, notice that we start to clear things out. The Thursday is looking very nice, similar to what we have here for today. But then we've got another front that's arriving on Friday. So the days that we're going to have potential for storms will be tomorrow and also on Friday. As a matter of fact, Storm Prediction Center highlighting our region in yellow for the risk for some of those storms to contain some strong wind gusts and also some hail. So as we look at the tropics, really no named storms. We've got 2 weak waves, so we're going to keep an eye on things. But right now it's quiet, but we are also heading to the peak of hurricane season, so we'll start to see more activity, that's for sure. 66 tonight, clear early, then increasing clouds. Will be milder tonight. A few morning showers, more humid with some scattered late day storms, mid-80s. So Tuesday is a little unsettled. Late Friday will also be a bit unsettled. Watch what happens though moving into the weekend. Almost a carbon copy of what we just saw over the weekend, last weekend. So nice, refreshing air here as we move into the second half of August. So enjoying and looking forward to the weekend. Stay with us. Sports is next.
Well, this was the day high school coaches and players look forward to. The first day of practice for all the fall sports. We made the rounds with area schools for football as they hit the field for the first time.
All right, if you want to be district champions, you better start practicing that way from the first practice.
In a variety of forms, Camp Hill coach Frank Gay's words were echoed throughout central Pennsylvania this morning. This was the first day of football practice. 3 weeks of practices leading up to the first games on August the 31st.
Come on, get the ball out there, Rush. Let's go. Get it out there. Quarterbacks, 1, 2, 3, bang.
Even the coaches who have been doing this for decades get excited, like Cedar Cliff's Jim Contafio.
This was my 37th first day, so, you know, it's like 37 years of coaching football. You get excited about the first day, which was really nice.
Helmets on. There are plenty of coaches who have been at it even longer. Cumberland Valley's Tim Rimfel is in his 43rd year.
It's now football. They're tired of the lifting and the, not that we stop it, but they're tired of that, the intervals, the running and all that other stuff, and we can just play football right now. So it's a special day. They really come together as a team.
Get out there to the hash or pass. Get those guys off the field.
Central Dauphinese coach George Chomp is in his 54th year, coaching in college, the NFL, and now reviving football with the CD East Panthers.
Gets more exciting every year. Really does. First year seems like yesterday. It says 54 years on the calendar, but it doesn't seem like that. I guess when you're having fun, things go by real fast. And they've gone by real fast.
Rival Central Dauphin returned to the field this morning after capturing the Quad A football crown last season.
It's always so exciting on the first day. You know, there's always so much leading up to with workouts and then the administrative things like physicals. Just to get out there and play football and coach, it was great.
The rest of the fall sports began practice as well, including girls soccer, which has moved from the spring to the fall. Everybody starts their games in about 3 weeks. NASCAR at Watkins Glen yesterday. There's Kurt Busch, who had some tire issues, but watch him in the lead. Brad Keselowski got in the back there, sent him into the brush. Keselowski now in the lead, not for long though. Marcus Ambrose will track him down here. This, when you watch Watkins Glen and some of these road courses, it's almost like, you know, go-karts at the beach. You know, they're just kind of going, not at the super high fast speeds, but here's Ambrose who took off then and took the lead, and that's where he would stay. And Marcus Ambrose goes flying through the grass and everything else and won at Watkins Glen. So all the games start, Friday Night Football starts 3 weeks from last Friday, so we're getting set to go again.
That was a fun piece you did, the stars of coaching.
Yes, all legends here who have been here for many decades, yes.
All right, well, that's it for us. Thank you for being here. World News is next, then we're back with more news at 7 and 11. Hope you see you then.
ABC 27 News is always on. Log on to abc27.com 24 hours a day.
Tonight's NASCAR update on ABC 27 was brought to you by your participating local Chevy dealers.